Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I was thinking about videos I wanted to film, and I was thinking about how I've never really spoken about the things that have helped me build muscle and helped me in my fitness journey, so we're gonna do that. First and foremost, I've been working out probably for around 6 years now. I'm 25 years old. I'll be 26 in March. I started my fitness journey mainly in my freshman year of college. Before that, I was a full-time cheerleader. I did cheerleading since I was in 5th grade all the way through senior year, and then I did a year in college. So I've always been active, but not weightlifting active. My freshman year, when I went to college, my dorm was right next to the gym, and I was like, I'm gonna get on my stuff. I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna build muscle. For my whole life, I was always slimmer. You know, I was always the designated backseat person, always the designated small one. I was a flyer in cheerleading. Even though I was a little bit taller, I'm 5'4" now, but I didn't really grow that tall until about sophomore year of high school. But I was always a flyer, I was always small, I was always skinny. I was very active ever since I was younger. I did gymnastics, dance, and then I went into cheerleading. When I got to college, my freshman year, I didn't do cheerleading. I was kind of like, this is my opportunity to focus on me and what I want out of my body now. Cheerleading is very endurance-based. I was a flyer, so I wasn't much into like the lifting people up. I was the one that had to focus on centering my body and holding my own weight up. If you're a cheerleader, you know that term, hold your weight, which just means like mainly if you're up in the air, it just means like lifting and squeezing. It just makes you lighter. So I'll pop pictures in here of over the times I speak about them, but this was kind of me in high school cheerleading. My freshman year of college, when I first started getting into the gym, I had no idea what I was doing. I watched a bunch of videos on Instagram from fitness influencers that I followed. I did workouts that they liked, they suggested. I also just went and tried a bunch of stuff. Obviously at first you feel stupid, you feel dumb, you don't know what you're doing. You think everybody's looking at you, you're self-conscious. I just want to be in this already. Like, I don't want to be the new person in the gym anymore. But trust me, the more you go, the more you show up, the more you practice, the consistency, that fades so quickly. You just have to be consistent. So freshman year, I hit the gym every day. Maybe not on the weekends, but I would go every weekday. And the dining hall was obviously also right there, so I would go to the gym. I'd eat. I was on a very consistent schedule. I also went to a school that was pretty spaced out, so I did a lot of walking. So freshman year, I remember I came home and my mom and my sisters were like, your butt. And I was like, what? And they were like, your butt's gotten so big. And I was like, what do you mean? But I was experiencing like all the newbie gains. I did focus a lot on the booty workouts. At the time, I didn't have any schedule. I would do lower body one day, the next day upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body. I didn't have like a push day, a pull day, glutes and quads, glutes and hams. I kind of just did everything. I didn't even have really a good structure. I was really just in there starting. And that's what like everybody has to do. You just have to get in there and start. Like, you're gonna look stupid, you're gonna be new, but everybody starts somewhere. That's what I always say. That's like the thing you just need to keep your mind focused on. Everybody starts somewhere. Anybody you see in the gym that you're like, wow, they look really strong, they are killing it, I wish I had that amount of confidence, they all were you at one point. So do not be hard on yourself. Just literally get in there, even if it's just for 20 minutes on the treadmill, doing some cardio so you can get comfortable in where you are, learn the environment. You don't feel like an outsider, just get in and do something. Literally anything. We go take some classes. Freshman year, me and my friends, I went to school with one of my best friends, and my roommates, we all would just like go to the gym, do a bunch of random stuff, and leave. Eventually, as my family noticed, they were like the first ones to be like, wow, like you've gained muscle. And I was like, really? Like, oh my God, thank you. I will say, like, everybody's body is different. Obviously, like, everybody knows that, but genetics plays a very big role on where you build muscle and how fast you build muscle in those places. I naturally always had slimmer legs. My quads are a little bit more difficult to build muscle in than my glutes. So my glute muscles they build really fast and they stay consistent. Also my upper body, like I don't really have to do too much to like build my upper body, but it's usually my quads that are just like the hard part, you know? Whatever. Still struggling with that to this day. I would say that was probably like 5 months into school. So at the time, I wasn't taking any supplements, I wasn't taking any protein powder. I literally was just going to the gym and eating food. Those are the only things. So I would say that was about 5 to 6 months in when they were like, wow, like you're killing it. And I was like, that's crazy. Like I don't really even feel like my butt was like that much bigger, but I guess it was. So by the end of my freshman year, I was confident in what I was doing. I was building muscle. I was more into like a structure. I felt really good. Then that summer when I came home from school, I went to my town gym and I got a lot more into it. I stayed consistent. I fell in love with the gym. I fell in love with fitness. Weightlifting is a very different form of exercise, and I was always used to like the adrenaline pumping, cardio, stressful cheerleading environment. And I never really got to just focus on weightlifting and building your muscle and feeling strong. And I fell in love with that. Weightlifting truly builds your confidence in a way that you never even knew you needed. When I think back to like the little insecure girl I was back then who didn't know what the hell she was doing to where I am now 6 years later, it's like you go into the gym wanting to change your body, but at the same time you end up changing your mind too. Like the confidence that you instill in yourself, like I can't do this last set and you do it, or I can't lift that weight and you do it. It builds you up in a different way. Money can't buy, people can't give you, you earn it. And I think that is the best part of it, you know, like I'm like talking about a boyfriend right now. But to this day, fitness still is all those things to me. My sophomore year of college, I would say I was like peak leanness. I still had, you know, the younger 20-something. How old are you sophomore year of college? Like 21, 20? You know, that younger 20s body. I was lean. I still like wasn't packing on muscle, but I was lean and I was toned, and I would do ab workouts like all the time. I was like obsessed with ab workouts and like booty circuits, like fire hydrants, donkey kicks. Those are my shit. I started a Insta at the time. That was like what was popular, and that's when I really started posting my workouts for like my friends mainly, who just would always be like, what are you doing? Like I want to know what you're doing. And I was like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just was consistent and I found what worked for me. And once you get into that groove and you finally start seeing changes, you're like on another level. Then you don't want to stop. And then I was like obsessed, but in a healthy way. I've never restricted what I've eaten. I've just more focused, I guess, on like getting enough protein and things like that. So yeah, I started my Finsta then. I don't have it anymore. I started an actual fit Instagram a few years later than that because everybody always told me to do it, and they always asked me what my workouts were, and they always just wanted to like be in on that side, because when you see somebody that you think has it figured out, you want to just follow along and learn from them. And I don't know it all. Never claimed to know it all. I just know what I've learned over the years, and I know what's worked for me. And that's all you can give sometimes. There's a bunch of people out there that are similar to you, and you just need to find them. I think like people with similar body types, similar struggles, similar mindsets, similar goals. I've been building my Instagram ever since then, so if you want to go follow me over there, it's fit.bygm. I really fell in love with posting on that account the past year. I fell off of it for a minute, but I'm back on. So come join me over there if you want. So to where I am now, I would say I'm peak the most muscle I've ever had. The past month, also since like September, I really put my head down and I grinded. Now that we got my fitness journey out of the way, the things that help me build muscle now, the first thing is consistency. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because they want just like a quick answer of like, this is it, done. But no, you really have to just continue to show up for yourself, even if it's for 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour. Even if you don't know what you're doing, just get in there and like make an effort to be showing up for yourself. Now, rest days, still important. You still need those. That's when your body recovers and the muscle actually grows. So rest days are definitely essential. I'm not telling you not to take a rest day, but just get yourself on a schedule, even if it's like 3 days a week, even if it's twice a week. The other days you just like walk, or you do a yoga class, or you do this or that. You just need to be consistent. You need to stick to it. When I am my most consistent, that is when I see the most progress, obviously. Like, we all know that. We just don't want to know that. Other than consistency, it's progressive overloading. There tends to be times where like I just get comfortable in lifting the weight that I'm lifting. Now, like, form is obviously the most important thing. Like, you don't want to be lifting weight but not have the right form. That's how you get hurt, so we don't want that. I was, doing my hip thrusts, doing my RDL, doing my deadlifts, doing my leg press at just the consistent weight, and I was like, I can hit this for about 10 reps and I'm good. Now it's time to challenge myself. You want to be getting to your last few reps as a struggle. That's what progressive overloading is just adding more weight on over time. And a lot of the times I didn't think I could do it, and I was like, I'm scared, I don't want to hurt myself. But then all of a sudden you're doing it and you're like, oh, that's not even that bad, and you feel good, and then you start building the muscle by adding on more weight. Now that's over time. It's not kind of just like one day you're doing this and then the next you're doing this. No, don't do that. So I started progressive overloading for about 2 years now, I would say. I'll pop in some pictures of like when I first started noticing that difference, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, I get it now. So my next thing would be a good protein and a good creatine. Those two things together really help me. I'll show you what I like and use. So over the years, I've switched off between proteins that I use, but for a few years now, I've been using Kos. It's organic, superfood, plant protein, 20 grams of protein. It has a bunch of great things in it. It doesn't have a lot of those crappy, weird ingredients. It's a good source of fiber, made without soy. MCTs from coconut, made without dairy, made without gluten. And this has just worked really great for me. I've tried it in many different flavors: the chocolate, the blueberry muffin, the caramel, obviously the vanilla. I don't think there's any more that I've tried. But I have this every day after the gym, usually in a smoothie. If I'm not going to the gym, I'll still try and make it just to get the protein in, or you can literally just do the protein in a shaker bottle with some sort of milk or even a little bit of water, whatever. But I choose to usually do protein smoothies, so I put frozen fruit, and then I'll usually put my creatine in there as well. So creatine, she's been something that I've recently found in the last 2 years. I think I started taking her around the same time that I started progressive overloading. So those two things together. I'm also vegetarian, pescatarian. So creatine is something you naturally get from red meat, I think, which obviously I'm not eating. So I did a lot of research on this before I actually started it, because I was a little nervous. You just feel like a little uncertain about things, like, what is this gonna do to my body? Is it good? Is it bad? I came to the conclusion that it's one of the most studied supplements out there, and that if you are vegetarian, it could be very helpful for your body because you don't get creatine naturally from those meat sources. So the one that I use is by Legion Athletics. It's called Recharge, and it's their post-workout drink. This one is unflavored, but I've tried the strawberry lemonade, the blue raspberry, which is my favorite, and I think I tried grape. They're all okay. I just prefer the unflavored right now because I can mix it in my smoothie and I don't have to be drinking a million things after the gym. So this, you will feel strong. You will feel like your muscle is building so much faster. I just love this. It has 5 grams of micronized creatine monohydrate, which is important. You want to look for the monohydrate, and 2.1 grams of L-carnitine and L-tartrate. I really like this. I just notice when I'm not taking it, I don't feel as strong and I don't see the gains as fast, but you have to be consistent with it. And you also have to drink a lot of water. I love creatine, and I know a lot of females are like, oh, it's gonna make me bulky, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that. No, it's not. It's gonna give you a dump truck and you're gonna feel so strong that you're gonna be a muscle mommy, okay? Don't worry about being bulky. Like, as someone who actually does like build upper body muscle fast, you don't get bulky. In order for someone to get bulky, you have to be like a bodybuilding level. Okay, so yeah, if you're looking to start creatine, I recommend that one. You take it once a day. It obviously like takes a minute to build in your system before you'll start seeing that much change, but that is one of the main things that I really started seeing muscle growth with, especially in my glutes and my quads, because my quads, they don't like to grow. They're like, And then when I do get on some muscle and I like skip the gym for like a little bit or something, they're like, bye, see you never. Like, get back here now. Consistency, good supplements, and I'm gonna throw this in there because it is important. Cute activewear. Example A. No, but for real, finding brands that I love that have helped me feel confident and secure and schmexy in the gym was so essential and important to my fitness journey. Like, I've tried a lot of different leggings, a lot of different things over the course of the past few years, past 6 years at this point, and nothing beats a good gym fit, okay? Nothing. I've narrowed down my favorite brands, and I don't stray usually outside of them unless I find something else that I really love. But my favorite brands, I'm wearing one of them right now, Honor Active. Honor Active, okay? You want to feel good and confident in the gym? Just go to their website, look around. It's there. Their effortless legging, their timeless strappy bra, I'm wearing it right now, their lounge, their everything. That when I found that brand, I think they've been out for 3 years now. They're only 3 years old and they're killing it. I fell in love and it hasn't stopped. We're still in a relationship. Truthfully, if you're wearing activewear that's not flattering your body in the right ways and you have to keep pulling it up or adjusting it or it's squeezing you and this, like, you won't feel good and you'll want to leave. I know some people are like, the gym is not a fashion show. But it is. It is. Like, what do you mean? Yes, it is. It matters what you wear. And Honor Active, that's one of their main things, is supporting women and making you feel confident while you're crushing it in the gym. So they are one of my favorite brands. I very, very much recommend them. I'm obsessed with them. Obviously, I'm not sponsored or anything. I just love them. And anyone who follows me will know that. But another one is Alphalete. I love Alphalete's Amplify leggings. I love a lot of their other stuff. Gymshark is also really nice. I fell off their stuff for a minute because I felt like they weren't really keeping up with the style changes. But recently, again, like, they got a lot cute stuff. So those are my top three, my trifecta, if you will. I have a lot of random stuff as well, just from random places, like literally Fruit of the Loom zip up hoodies that you can just take on and off, throw it on the ground, whatever. I also love those, but just find things that make you feel good, because if you feel good and you're like, dang, my glutes are killing it in these leggings right now, you'll want to go harder. You want to show up. You'll want to have a presence instead of like hiding in the background in the corner, and because you don't feel confident, you're worried if your underwear peeking through, you're worried if like your sweat stains are there. If you have sweat stains, good, you're literally at the gym. But I digress. There are so many activewear companies out there right now that know what they're doing, so find them. Those are my ones that I love, and I promise you, when you look good, you feel good, and you'll want to go harder. My last tip, I guess, would just be consistent with your diet and with what you're eating. Obviously, focus on getting enough protein. Carbs are important. Obviously, depends what your goals are. If they're losing weight, gaining weight, you'll have to tailor that to your specific needs, but just being consistent in the times of the day that you eat and eating enough. Now, I'm not really gonna talk too much about that because it's very personal, I would say. And I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not gonna try and tell you what to do in that category, but I just noticed that when I'm consistent with my diet, I'm getting enough protein, I'm eating at the same times each day, your body knows that a meal is coming. When your body's on a consistent grind, it's gonna like be expecting to burn those calories. So you will be hungrier and you will be craving more food, most likely, at least I did. So don't restrict yourself unless, again, you're like specifically on a certain regime and goal in mind. But again, this is just what works for me, what I do. Lastly, I would say try and follow a program or some sort of way that you can be consistent in the exercises that you're doing. I know I talked about consistency and just showing up to the gym, but actually in like the exercises that you're doing matters. That's the biggest way I gained muscle, because I stuck to the main compound movements. I stuck to the same simple things. I also add in, you know, like unilateral movements, which is like single leg things. Those are all still in there. But when I first was going to the gym, I would switch my things up like every day. I was not on a good routine. Yes, I built muscle because I was new in the gym, and that's like the newbie gains. But if you actually want to build muscle, you want to stick to the same movements and just increase your weight over time. It's good to obviously throw in a little variation here and there. Like maybe you'll do squats on the Smith machine, and then you'll do like dumbbell squats or free squats at just the squat bar. And like you're still switching it up a little bit, but it's the same movement at the end of the day. That is how I've noticed that I gained the most muscle, was just that I stayed consistent. I am using an app, it's called Evolve You, and it's Chrissy Chella's app, who also is the founder of Honor Active. Again, not sponsored, I just love that app, and it's helped me stay consistent and focused on what I'm doing. Just gives you like, this is what you're doing today. You don't have to think twice about it. You just go in there. It has little videos. I'll actually show you. It has little videos of the movement in case you don't know what that is. There's also like a variety of different trainers you can pick from to follow along, a variety of different programs. So it'll give you like a list of all the different workouts you're doing. So like this one, barbell RDL, it shows you, it's probably not gonna focus, but it shows you the movement, and then you can also track your weight. So you can see like over time how much you've increased and things like that. It gives you warm-ups, cool downs, core finishers, all that sort of stuff. I love that app. Even though like I know what I'm doing, like you can be advanced or you can be beginner, like it works for anybody. I know there's a few other fitness apps out there that are also really great. One of my best friends uses Whitney Simmons' one. I think it's called the Alive app. I don't know what that's like. She likes it. But just being consistent in what you're doing and how you're doing it, that is also one of the main ways that I've gained muscle, especially over the past 2 years. So yeah, guys, I think that's everything I wanted to touch on in this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it gave a little insight into me and my fitness background, my fitness journey. Obviously here on this channel, I share everything fitness that I'm going through right now. Again, everybody's different. Everybody's bodies are different. What works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. But these basic, simple points that I touched on, I think they're very universal and I think they're very important. And come back to this video after you implement any of them and let me know. If you're new here, again, my name's Gabrielle. I do fitness, lifestyle, fashion content. I love a variety of things. Don't forget to subscribe, join the family, like this video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.